Hey, Together Strong. I'm sitting here in Sacramento, California, and waiting for the beautiful Connie to get off her flight from Utah so that we can go and have some fun with this Yuba City team. And I'm super excited about that. I had a great opportunity to listen to some audiobooks while I was on the flight. And unfortunately, the two gentlemen next to me had their headphones in and were asleep. So I turned it into an opportunity to do some personal development instead of connecting. Um, I want to talk about a few things that I've been learning through some amazing mentors, and mostly through just listening to their audios, their books. And someone recently asked me, what books are you reading? And typically you're going to get a slew of business books, personal development through entrepreneurship and earning more. And the thing with me is that I just love reading books. It doesn't matter where they are or what they are. I learn a whole lot from Chronicles of Narnia. I'm reading that right now with my 6-year-old every night, and we're loving it together. It's our special time together, and there's some awesome lessons that you can learn from that series. So, I was also asked, who have been your mentors since starting Isogenics, and again, going with that same philosophy, I learned from everybody and anybody, and it really isn't just top trainers or top authors and things like that are teaching me, but everyday people teach me. My kids teach me. People in the lines at Walmart teach me. So I'm constantly just learning, and that's really just the beauty of personal development, is you find opportunities to be a student wherever you are, and you also find opportunities to be a teacher, and that's also exciting. So I'm reading right now like 6 different books. Sorry. I have a hard time reading one thing unless it's like an amazing fiction. So right now one of the books that I'm reading is It's Not About You, and this book is blowing my mind. Like, it is just so awesome. And I'm also reading The Secrets to Millionaire Mindset, and this is what I want to talk about. The first thing is, and I'll warn you, this will be a little bit wordy. Sorry guys, but I promise that you will gain something important through my rambling. So I'm reading in a church book, just an amazing man. Last name of Benson. I've been learning a lot about what I need to figure out and to do with my life, and about what's popular and what's unpopular. And as I was reading this, it occurred to me that I've always kind of gone against the grain, and I've always kind of done what was the unpopular. I hate to think of it as going against the grain, but I guess the point is that I've never been afraid to have my own thoughts and to do things in a different way. And some people have thought that I was silly, or I didn't think things through, or that it wasn't normal, but those ideas have been a lot of fun, and I've had a lot of cool experiences because I was true to myself. And so I want you to try to disconnect yourself from negativity and things and thoughts that would bring you down, and that would make it harder for you to truly contribute to the world in your special and unique way. Okay? So it's really important to understand what I just said, because we each have something very specific to offer the world. We're each here, born in a unique situation and unique circumstances, and with unique talents and abilities and gifts. So one of the things that you're going to have to figure out is, what are your gifts? What do you have to contribute to the world? And why is your life of value? Because I promise you have value, and you're worthy of something great, and we need you for a specific reason. Okay? But if you continue to think little, you're going to get little results. But if you can start thinking big about you and your life and your future, you're going to start seeing big things happening. Okay? So what are your natural talents and how can you use them? This is going back to Secrets of a Millionaire Mindset. It's so interesting. Robert Kiyosaki talks about this in his book as well, of Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it truly is a mindset. And as I'm listening to this book, I'm seeing my husband and my personalities really come out in full force, and I'm seeing our differences. We're both really good people. My husband is salt of the earth. He is humble. He is strong. I've never seen a harder worker than my husband. He is an amazing man, and I am so lucky to be married to him. On the same token, I'm also a hard worker, and I also have unique talents that I offer to our marriage. But there are some big key differences between the two of us, and he recognizes that. And so I hope it's okay that I share these things. But he was raised by a very good man. Dean Wilkins is my father-in-law, and I'm honored to know him and be a part of his family. The legacy that his family has created is timeless, and I feel lucky to be a part of that legacy. He is honest. He always acknowledges his gratitude for others. He always says thank you for those that have helped him, and he consistently picks up the phone to say thank you and to make sure that people understand his appreciation. He is the first to show up when you need help, and he is the last to leave. And my husband is just like him. With that being said, they were raised in a mind frame that they would just get by, and that they would always have just enough to survive and take care of their families. When I look at my father-in-law, I see him a wealthy man who has a beautiful family around him. He has horses, he has land, he's got just so many incredible things all around him. I mean, he has things that other people would give, a lot of money to have, and he has those things. And if he were to choose a smaller life in an apartment, he would be a wealthy man financially, fiscally, okay? But with that being said, he still has that mind frame that he will always just have enough to have the things that he needs and wants, and that's it. Now, I, on the other hand, was raised by a father who we went up and down a whole lot. He was a risk taker. He had a millionaire mindset. We've always had money, but we also lost it because there was risks that he took. So we would be really, really high, and then we'd be really, really low. And that happened up and down. And a lot of that was because of his disbelief in himself, and so failure would come in, and then just poor choices that were made. And that's okay. There's always risk in business, and that happens a lot. Now, as I've been thinking about these two men and how vastly different they are, I've been trying to think about what can I learn from both of them so that I can have a successful, wealthy future, and yet be consistent and strong and have a legacy that I can create with my family, where I don't have to worry about those risks and having those lows and lows. And so here's a few things that I want to share. First is big thinking. I'm grateful for my dad, who taught me to think big, that anything's possible and that I can do anything, and you guys can too, but you have to decide that, and you have to believe in it. All right, there are different ways of thinking. There's that rich personality, rich thinking that is endless opportunities, and it's okay taking risks because the universe is abundant with possibilities and opportunities. And then there's the poor way of thinking that you have to spend a lot of time thinking about your choices and going over all the details and gaining every bit of knowledge you can so that you don't make a wrong choice, and thus waiting and waiting and waiting and letting time slip by until the opportunity is gone. That is because they see so many little possibilities or little opportunities that they're scared to take risks because they don't see another opportunity in their future. Okay? So I want you to think about where you're at in those two ways of thinking. And I'm going to be sharing more videos in the future here. But for now, I want you to do a couple of things. One, I want you to download the book, Secrets to Millionaire Mindset. I also want you to download GoPro, which is a very important book. And I want you to download this new book that I just started reading that I told you I love so much. And it is called It's Not About You. It is an awesome book. You're going to love it. Okay, so those are 3 books, and those are a lot. If you're like me, you're going to read them all at the same time. And that's a great idea, because then you don't get overwhelmed by all the knowledge, all the stuff that you're going to be hearing and getting. Okay. Second thing, besides downloading those books, is staying tuned to these videos and doing the things that the books ask you to do, and start keeping a journal. Start keeping a journal about your thoughts, what you're learning, and your goals and things that you can change or work on in your life. And finally, I want you to answer the questions that I asked in the very beginning. What are your natural talents? Where can you use these talents? And finally, the last part is, how can you help more people with those talents than you are currently helping? If you are in your house and you're a mom and your big area of influence is your children and husband, maybe a few neighbors, I want you to think about how you can expand that circle. If you are a manager of a retail store and you have lots of customers and lots of employees, I want you to think about how you can expand your realm of influence. And if you are very well known and have hundreds and hundreds of friends and you have influence over many people, I want you to think about how you can expand your area of influence and how you can reach more people and bless them and help them using your talents, your abilities, and your skills, what you have. All right, write down your thoughts and please share them in the post below. We're going to be learning a lot over the next few months together, guys. All of my thoughts are coming from different books, so it's going to be random. But let's really get into this mindset of building belief. Okay, if you are to look at the Icegenix compensation plan, you will notice that it is you plus 2, right? You plus 2. And then it goes on to them plus 2, right?
Alaska is paging. Arriving Seattle passenger Avatar Sandu. Arriving Seattle passenger Avatar Sandu.
Needs to get their luggage. Okay. Tangle myself here as I'm sitting here listening to some Johnny Cash. Okay, so you plus 2. It all starts with you. I want you to be very, very honest in the comments below, and I want you to rate yourself. What is your belief in yourself? Is it a 1? Is it a 5? Is it an 8? Or is it a 10? All right. How much do you believe in yourself, your abilities, your talents, your gifts, and your future to accomplish all the goals that you have set for yourself? What is your rating? Put it below. Be honest. Don't lie about it. We're not going to judge you. We're not going to think you're arrogant if you're a 10. And we're not going to think you're a sad sob story if you're a 1. Just be honest. Because over the next few months, it is my desire, my great goal, to help you guys build yourselves up to a 10 in lots of different areas, but first and foremost with you, because none of this is possible if you don't believe in yourself. I love you guys. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Let's connect soon.